So this is completely spontaneous. I was taking my morning walk and I started having this inner conversation that I felt might be rather important to share. As kids, we end up developing these coping mechanisms to kind of deal with the traumas of things that happen to us. We're young and we look to our caregivers to provide us with care and information on how to operate in the world. And so we develop all of our subconscious patterns at that stage in life. And I guess sometimes what happens is you develop a coping strategy that's detrimental to you while somehow providing some kind of relief. Addictions to things and compulsive behavior, I would call it. And so personally, something that I've dealt with since I was about 12, just to deal with the stress of my childhood, I started pulling out my eyelashes and my eyebrows. And I can't tell you what I'm going to start to cry now. I can't tell you what a sensitive subject it's always been for me, because at the time, obviously, I wasn't wearing makeup. So you know what someone looks like when those things are missing from their face. It happens when people go through chemo. And at 12 years old, being around other kids and looking that way was really difficult. And so it's something that's affected me very deeply and continues to, not so much anymore because I figured out a way later in life to mask the situation so that I could feel comfortable in the world. But it's a big deal, you know. I'm comfortable now because I feel like I look acceptable in the world. But I certainly would never want to walk around without my lashes on. And my point of this conversation is that the way that we look, the meat suit that we're walking around in, and the way that we appear in the world, whether you feel like it means a lot to you or not, it's a part of this game that we're playing. And when you're not comfortable in your own skin, it's really difficult to navigate life. So, you know, those strategies that you developed as a kid that you continue on into adulthood, like I said, compulsive behavior, addictions to substances, those kinds of things, it's stuff that you got to look at and ask if it's still serving you. You know, for me, this issue, it's the damage is already done. You know, they don't come back. You know, after you've done it for years, it's not something, they don't come back. Or at least in my experience, they don't. And I've tried to get my conscious mind into this place where I believe that they could come back. But, you know, I continue to wear my mask because it makes me feel comfortable in the world. So for me, this coping mechanism on my face works for me. And I don't really see anything wrong with it. But if you have developed a coping mechanism that is not working for you anymore, it's okay to let that go. You can find your center and you can operate in the world from a new place when you understand the root of where it came from and that it wasn't your fault. You were just dealing with what you had to deal with the only way you knew how. So, I don't know. It felt important to share. This situation that I have experienced there's a name for it. It's called trichotillomania. It's the name that has been placed on the compulsive need to pull out your own hair. And it's funny because I have a real love for birds. Always have. I see birds in the sky, and I'm the kind of person who, hey! So every time pelicans fly over, I'm like in awe. And friends have joked that they think I was a bird in a past life, and I think it's kind of ironic that I was kind of like a bird pulling out my own feathers for a long time. So interesting stuff. But I wanted to offer this to anyone who feels like maybe sort of a misfit and you're still doing things maybe that you're thinking are coping and helping you, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's time to let those things go. And so I just wanted to offer that and let you know that you're never alone. And in your connection to who you really are, none of that stuff matters, man. At the end of the day, you're a soul having an experience and everything is okay. So reach out and let me know what you might be dealing with and ready to let go of, and what you've done to help cope and manage your life. And stay with me. Crazy times, my friends. We got this together, though. I love you.